So in my latest community post, I said I'm working on two big projects. Those are very time consuming, and I said I wanted to do something light in between those. Something to do for now, something that's not as exhausting as those two. So I ask you in my latest community post which one of those four options you would like to see first. It was a analysis of the game Coffee Talk, which I really dislike, and then there was the process behind the making of my videos, and then focusing on the podcast, and the other one was just to simply stream something. The process behind the making of my videos was the winner with 56%. Thank you so much to everyone who voted. Now let's get on with the video. So the first thing is there something I would like to talk about, or is there something I would like to say about a particular game? This depends. A lot of the time I do think about something I want to say, or I do think about a game I want to play, and I write it down. I start writing the script ahead, I write down the idea, then I start slowly working on it. Other times it's just simply spontaneous. Two examples of this will be the video I did on Thimbleweed Park and the video I did on Disco Elysium, and both are very opposite. The video I did on Thimbleweed Park was because I was playing, and then I realized that there was a huge problem with the game. There was a huge concept that was very prominent, and that it ruined my experience completely, and then it was a huge disappointment for me, the game and the story. And then with Disco Elysium, I was playing, and then I realized the importance of self-reflection and how it's a very prominent theme in the game. And this was very spontaneous because I said in that particular video that the game tackles a lot of important topics such as politics and social issues, but then I saw the concept of self-reflection underneath those layers, and then I said I gotta start writing something about this. So it's either planned or spontaneous. Then we move on to the script, either script or no script, or a basic script, that's what I call them. A script, I just simply start writing down ideas or things I want to talk about, then I start building on them. I'm gonna talk about the script in a little bit. I want to talk just really quick about the basic script. That's just what I call it, but it's basically not following a script. What I do is that when I'm playing, I just write down a few bullet points on the notes of my phone. Then after I've finished playing, I just open the recording software, and then I start reading those concepts. I start studying them just a little bit, kind of building upon it, but I kind of just wing it, and then I just start recording. Examples of this non-scripted, or what I call a basic, very basic script, is the section of non-scripted videos on my channel. Those are the one I did on Disco Elysium, the one I did on Minecraft, and the one about the games that inspired me to work in the video game industry. Those were kind of spontaneous, and those were just following some notes I wrote on my phone. Then we move on to the spicy stuff, the script, the important thing here in my videos. I think I divide it into sections. I write down the ideas or the topics I want to cover, then I divide it into sections. The first section is the introduction. In the introduction, I simply tell you about the game, about the concept or the topic of the video that I'm gonna be covering, and then I give you just basic stuff so everyone is on the same page. An introduction has to be quick, has to be good, and has to be juicy for someone to get interested in. Then I divide it into parts depending on the subjects I want to cover. It's usually between 3 and 4, or sometimes it's just simply 2, but it's between 3 or 4 parts, or depending on the concepts. Like I said, I divide them, and then I proceed to write about them, to approach them. What I try to do is simply tell you as much as I possibly can about it, but one of the things I try to do is just simply keep it basic. I don't want to preach. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching something, and I don't want to sound like a textbook. So what I do is try to simplify everything, not simplify it, but make it basic. But it's important that the things are basic in the script, because I want the video to be entertaining as well. And this comes from personal experience. What I mean with this is that a lot of the time I like to watch analysis videos on YouTube. I certainly take a few inspirations from a few people, but a lot of the time is that I start watching the video and then I'm interested in the subject, I'm interested in the concept they're talking about, but the problem is that sometimes the video feels like someone is reading from a textbook, so I just add it to watch later and then it sits for a good couple of days or weeks. Or I try to watch the video, for example, before I go to sleep or when I'm eating or something, and then it's just a bit overwhelming because it's just boring. I feel like I'm hearing someone read directly from a textbook. So I appreciate when analysis videos are done not only to inform, not only to discuss a particular topic or to present an essay to someone, but I appreciate it when someone makes it interesting, because at the end of the day we have to remember that it's a video. It's not only like writing an essay and then presenting it to someone, it's still a video, so you have to make it interesting. And I'm not saying formal or more complicated videos are not interesting. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that you have to be in a very particular mood or in a very particular with a very particular mindset to kind of fully digest them, you know. Then when I'm done with the body of the script, I go to the conclusion. The conclusion is just simplifying the concept and then try to support it one more time, the concept or the topic I'm covering, with the points I made during the previous part. I just try to remember everything I said, but in short, so people kind of fully understand the concept and fully understand where I'm coming from. And the last point, which is very important in my scripts, is just to attach not only my personal opinion, but my involvement with the particular concept. I try to explain what it means to me and how it relates to the topic in question and how it means something to me. I try to make my scripts personal. I try to make my scripts a bit more human. I'm not saying other scripts are not human, quote unquote, but I try to make mine's a bit more personal. I think in most of my videos, if not in all of them, excluding like 2 or 3, I usually add a little story or a little experience so more people can relate. And that is something I forget. A lot of people watch videos but don't really say anything in the comments or don't really let you know what they're thinking, but a lot of people are probably going to relate to the concept you're talking about. I certainly do. Recently I've been watching a few videos that have resonated with me, but I never said anything in the comments. But the reason that I kind of enjoyed that particular video a bit more was because I was able to relate to the things they were talking about. So in my videos I try to kind of add my personal experiences or my feelings, or tell you about my feelings or my opinions, so I think more people will relate to what I am saying, so it not only is entertaining but it's also a bit more relatable. And one last thing, I try not to swear so the video is more inclusive. This probably sounds dumb to you, but just hear me out. I do not make any money from my videos. It's just for entertainment purposes and to get my ideas out there. It's like my personal space on the internet, but I try not to swear so I know a lot of people who don't really swear, but I think it keeps the concept more general, you know. I'm not trying to alienate anyone, so I'm trying to make my videos as inclusive as I possibly can. There was a crow on my window making a lot of noise while I was recording this, so I had to get down to the garden and then pick up a rock and then throw the rock to the window so he would get scared and fly off. Let's just get back to the video. So back to technicalities, I just read the script again to see if it's not too dry or too unattached, because I want it to be personal and real. So I just checked that, and for example, I finished writing the script, then I take some time off, I let a day or 2 pass, and then I read it again. Maybe I'm a bit angry, maybe I'm in a different mood, then I read it and see if it will work on a general plane, because sometimes I wrote the script when I was angry, or sometimes I wrote a script when I was sad, so the video ends up being overwhelmingly depressive, so I had to rewrite the script, but I just checked to see if it works in general. Then we move on to the what I call the more tedious aspect of making these videos, which is the gathering some footage. I have to gather footage of the things I want to show, but I also need to gather footage of of things to fill the video, because you also need fillers. What I call fillers are just random clips to fill in the empty space, but they also have to be entertaining. Maybe I'm presenting a concept, so I have to show the things that I'm gonna talk about. For example, in my Sunset Overdrive video, I had to show the respawn animations, so I show you the respawn animations, but I also try to show you at least some fun and engaging gameplay. For example, in my Disco Listen video, I didn't really need it to show anything, so I try to walk around to see the city of Martinez so you can also appreciate it. And I also try to show some dialogue options. What I'm trying to say is just I try to gather interesting footage to look at. Then we move to the recording and the cleaning audio process, which is time consuming as hell. I cannot start to tell you how much time consuming it is. It's just simply recording myself reading the script, then I have to listen to it and cut out any type of strange things or maybe errors or anything, and then I have to just edit it, then export it. But this is time consuming as hell. Then usually after I'm done with all of this, I take a break. Breaks are very, very important in the process of making anything. So I take a break, maybe a day or two, I play something else, I focus on some other stuff, then I get back to it. And the last part, which is very, very fun and I really, really enjoy, is the editing. Is basically just putting everything together, apply any kind of effects, any kind of visual effects to match the tone, add infographics such as text or maybe images I want to show, and then just placing everything together, see if it fits well, arrange the images and maybe get some stock footage, some music to match the tone of the video. This is, I guess, time consuming as well, but at least I do enjoy this. I enjoy it more than editing the audio. And then the last thing is just the thumbnail of the video. I want to keep this brand yellow lettering that I do in my videos. I don't know if you've noticed, but I usually do this particular yellow text in the thumbnails. I try to keep that particular yellow. I sometimes do some other colors, but I try to keep this characteristic yellow. I like it to be some sort of a brand, it's just part of my channel. If you look at one of my thumbnails, you can easily say it's one of that Fox's thumbnails. I switch up the font every now and then, but I've grown attached to a particular font. I really, really, really enjoy it, and it's the one I've been using on most of my videos recently. I think you can see the pattern. And for the image itself, I try to showcase like a character or something characteristic of the game. If it's a game where I can create my own character, I try to show my own character. If it's a game where it has a protagonist, I try to always show the protagonist. I try to make something, I guess, eye-catching or something characteristic of that particular game. And then that's it, just uploading, waiting for it to upload, waiting for the video to render, stuff like that, just waiting around. I usually watch something just from my subscription, something that's been sitting on watch later for a while, or I don't know, anything I'm watching on Netflix or a game, or I just stand up and go do something else. So this was the process behind the making of my videos. I guess it wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would, but I try to make it as digestible as I possibly could, because it's just a boring topic, I suppose. Or I guess not. It won the poll, so I guess it wasn't as boring as I thought. But yeah, that was the process behind the making of my videos, and I wanted to say something else, and that was where I get the inspiration from, but I couldn't get anything. I couldn't say anything about it because I don't really know how to tell you where I get my inspiration from. I write down a lot of things, and I mean a lot, on my phone, notebooks, on my computer, everywhere. So a lot of the time I write down concepts or things I want to talk about, or an emotion or something, or a personal experience that I want to transform into a project, maybe a song, maybe a script, something like that. So a lot of the time it's just browsing through my notes, or like I said, sometimes it's spontaneous, sometimes I do want to talk about something, so I write it down so I can start working on it at a later date. For example, I've been working on a Borderlands video for the entire year, and only now I'm finishing the script. It's quite heavy. It's been through a lot of writes and rewrites. So yeah, it's just browsing notes and thinking about it. I don't know how to tell you this, I guess. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be working on some other stuff now. I'm gonna get back to that Borderlands video and that Spec Ops video, and then maybe I'll finish Coffee Talk. I mean, I gotta finish that game, but I dislike it so much that I'm having a hard time finishing it. But yeah, I'll try to stream also. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Wear a mask. Remember, it's important to wear a mask. Bye.